Alright, so here's an update on my truck. The engine's all out. It's been out for a while. I haven't done an update yet in a while. I'm just going to be cleaning out the engine bay, using some degreaser on it, washing it all out, and cleaning up this wiring, hopefully. I need to figure out what all I need and what all I don't need for just a carb. I plan on running all my, most of my accessories just on a switchboard. Gonna hopefully get rid of basically everything. I really don't want any wires in here besides ignition. I'll have a switch panel that'll have the ignition, fans once I go electric fans, fuel pump, starter, and then some accessories. I might put some lights in here. I had some in here before, some eBay lights, but it worked fine. It's fine with me. But everything will get clean. Got some crappy tie rod ends and everything, and those will get all fixed up once it's all done, but I'll kind of slowly make some updates on it as I go. It's going to take a while, which really sucks, but that's how it goes. Once it's done being cleaned and dry, I might paint it here today, or probably not. Might take a minute, but that'll be alright. At least it'll be clean and have less wires sticking out, because I hate it. Got the Phantom grill on there. It's been on there for a while. I've ordered it right before my truck blew up, and then my truck blew up and I got it in, so I was like, whatever, I'll just go ahead and install it. Looks way better than the regular Chevy grill. I'll eventually take off all this stupid trim and get everything all nice and cleaned up in it, get new headlights and taillights for it and everything. Here's how the beautiful interior looks. It's basically just a storage truck now. Might as well be. That's some of my original gauges in there and everything and all that crap. But yep, this is just update 1 of many. And as I get stuff done and get stuff in, I'll update more. The biggest thing is going to be the engine and transmission. That's going to cost quite a bit. And I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. Here's what I have left of the engine. Had it painted before I went ahead and did that, but obviously, you know, it's coming off. Didn't really prep it too well, I guess, even though it was hot tanked and everything. And this time, whenever I do it, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a better job. But you see, this is what happened. Nice gouge in it. Flakes coming off of it. That's not a flake, but yeah. Not very good. Most of them are like that. This one might be okay, but still is showing signs of a lot of wear. And the rod bearings were like that too. Cylinder walls are all fine. Everything should be good. The cam bearings are all good. Still in there. Those will get replaced. I'm going to take it to a machine shop and have them check it all out. Here's some damage to the block. I think this should be okay. Now that I look at that, I don't know. But I think it will be. And I'll ask, go ahead, focus. I'll ask the machine shop what they think and make sure everything will be good with that, because I really don't want to put a lot of money into this and then have it blow up. I'd cry. Again. Yeah, the big spending thing is going to be the rotating assembly. I'm going to 383 stroke this thing and put some actual power down to it. I might have been only at like maybe close to 300 engine horsepower before. I plan on being a little over 400 engine and then slowly stepping up to a 200 shot of nitrous. So hopefully be at least 600 horsepower on spray. But I'll start with a 100 shot because I've never been in a nitrous car and I don't want to kill myself or the engine. Still have to get this machined. the notches put in it for the stroker kit, and then I'll get some nice and pretty aluminum heads put on it, different cam, a little bit of a bigger cam, bigger carburetor, better intake, and it's just going to be kind of expensive, but not really, I guess. And I'm going to see about, I learned about splaying. This is a 2-bolt main, and it'll make it a 4-bolt main. The other bolts will be at an angle, and I'm going to see how much that'll cost to do. I needed to do a little bit more research on that and see if it'll be better than me just going out and getting a 4-bolt main block that, you know, could have problems with it and everything. But that's for the future. Still have to, you know, get it all done, get all the money for it. Those are pretty much all the parts I have left. I sold the intake, sold the carb, sold the crank, rotating assembly and everything. It's basically stock. And I got some parts that are sitting over there. They're just the fan, which we'll be getting rid of, going electric fans and everything. And I'll get a new timing set because, yeah, they're cheap enough, it doesn't really matter. A little video of my transmission. This is what happened to it. Completely lost the tail shaft and the speedo gear in there. Lost part of the bell housing. This nice beautiful thing broke off, and pretty sure it's definitely locked up. I've got a video on my page. Probably the third newest video on there. I was doing a river road cruise down here, and it floored it. Hit about 5,000 RPMs, which is nothing really. I've been up to 6,000 probably for the past 3 years. I've got at least 80 tickets. I think I have 81 quarter-mile tickets, and countless, you know, races in Mexico and everything. And this time it just didn't like it, I guess, and I believe it locked up the transmission, and it twisted in there, broke the mount off for the transmission, and twisted and broke the bell housing for the transmission, and kind of shattered. I got some dents and stuff underneath my truck, and snapped the drive shaft in half. Didn't hurt the rear end as far as I know, because I was able to move it, and it moved on, you know, on its own. I pulled it in the driveway, tried to start it up, which was probably my mistake, which is most likely why that has scars in the rod and main bearings. And it also was losing oil and everything. And I tried to start it multiple times. Then I finally pulled the transmission and tried to start it again. Well, with the transmission sitting at one angle and the engine sitting at another angle, I think that's what probably messed it up a little bit, and the lack of oil pressure. And I was going to just patch it up, throw a new transmission in it, used one, and get a new oil filter because it punctured a hole in the oil filter from the shrapnel, and try that. But glad I didn't, because now that I know that the rod main bearings have gashes in them, then, you know, I would have destroyed the whole engine, not just transmission. So I'm kind of thankful for that. That's just a little update on that. I'll eventually be going a 4L80E. That's a 700 R4. From what I've seen, the 4L80E is a pretty easy swap into it. Just have to find a controller or do manual everything. And they're relatively bulletproof. They're kind of like a Turbo 400 is what I've heard, but they have overdrive, and that works for me. And a lot of people have said that stock, they'll handle the power I'm wanting to put down, and if I do a little bit extra stuff, they'll handle even more, which is always good. Alright, finally got all the stupid wires cut. Got those taken off. Those cut just in case I need to splice into them, which I probably end up will. I've really only got a couple of them that are going down. They're hanging now because it's pointless for me to do anything with them because I'm not fully done with the wiring. Got a couple of them that I don't know for sure yet what they go to, but it's fine right now. Most likely ignition wires and things like that, the big red ones are. Cut my transmission wire since I'm switching transmissions, so that's no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and degrease this whole thing and get the power washer and power wash it out. There's the mess of wires. And a lot of that's already been cut off before. There's my battery wires and everything. I might have to use one of those harnesses in there for the alternator because I kind of messed that up, I think, but it's no big deal. If anything, I can go to the junkyard. But this is what I'll use to degrease it. I've got oven cleaner. It's only $1. And LA's Totally Awesome degreaser, which I'll use after the oven cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and use the oven cleaner first. I've used it on rims before. Got a video on that. And it works out pretty well. You just need to watch out for it because it will eat metal. But it should clean this up a lot. Got a lot of caked on grease, mud, dirt, everything. I'm going to try and make it look halfway decent at least. I need to plug up that hole and those two holes. Alright, this is after it's been sitting for a while. I used 2 cans of the oven cleaner. And I've got this little stupid pressure washer. Let's try not to break everything. And this is after the pressure washer. Just use a little electric one. Nothing too crazy. Stripped a lot of the paint. I did this paint a couple years ago, so it's no big deal. It will be repainted, but a lot of the grease is all gone. Almost all of it. Looks a lot better than it did. Not all nasty anymore. Took the battery out, cleaned battery tray. Did the hood. Hood wasn't as bad, but still did it. And I think that's all I'm going to do for this time. The plans are with the truck is to, like I said, 383 it, stroker it, 4 LED transmission. I might do a 14 bolt swap since the 10 bolt's kind of crappy. Oh, and there's my other piece of my bell housing for the transmission. But I'll update. This will be update 1, I guess. I'll update as I go. The next thing for this might be maybe wiring. I'm not sure. Maybe paint it just to get it ready. But it'll save up money, and then eventually I'll start buying parts for the engine, and I'll put updates on that build as well. Actually building the engine and everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll keep you guys updated.